Hello, good people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. It's Stories by Tabe, where I bring you stories from Middle East, things that happen daily, things that happen to Middle East, stories from other people in Middle East, and general advice about how to handle different situations that happen here in Middle East. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning viewer, kindly thank you for watching. If you're a new viewer, kindly consider subscribing. If you're a returning viewer and you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing and be part of my journey towards 1000 subscribers. Yes guys, so in one of my previous videos I talked about advantages of coming to Middle East, and in today's video I said how about doing the disadvantages, because they are quite a number. And so in today's video I'm going to be covering the disadvantages of coming to Middle East. Yeah, so in my first disadvantage is that you are gambling with your life. Yeah, you're gambling with your life. We've seen in previous weeks, previous days, we've seen people going back home in when they are dead, like when they are dead, or when they are mentally perturbed, or when they are mentally tortured, or they are not themselves, they are not the way they left. Okay, either they are physically hurt or they are not even breathing, right? So when you are leaving the country, you don't know where you are going, you don't know who your employer is, you don't know their character, you don't know anything. You only know maybe some, you don't even know the what work you are coming to do. You are just there desperate home. You apply for a passport, you go to the agent, you apply for work, and they take you wherever they have orders, but you don't know where you're going, you don't know. Yeah, so maybe when you come you find that things are not like you expected them to be, and life becomes really hard. You meet people who are cruel, who will not treat you like human, and they will maybe torture you physically, mentally, and it's a gamble. You only pray that you will come to a good place, you will come to a good place, but it's always a gamble. So that is one disadvantage of coming to Middle East, because you are gambling with your life. You don't know where you will land, you don't know. Yeah, right about that. You don't know anything. It could turn out good, it could turn out bad. May the souls of the people who have died in Middle East rest in peace. Yeah, it's a real gamble. Yeah. Another disadvantage of coming to Middle East is that you miss on your social life. When you come to Middle East, the first thing you will even be asked, do you know anyone here? And maybe your agent would have advised you to say no, that you don't know anybody. So when you say you don't know anybody, it means that you are going to be, how do they say, you're going to be zero grazed. Like, you will not go out, there is no going out, there is no, you're going to be in one place for the whole of your contract. Okay, maybe if you find people who go out and they are kind enough to go with you, then you can have a breath of fresh air. But if you find people that either they go out but don't take you, or they totally don't go out, that means you're going to be, if you're unless of course if you're working in a company where maybe you have accommodation setting, and in the accommodation, when you are free, maybe on weekends, you are free on Fridays, on Sundays, whichever day you're free, maybe you can go meet friends there. But if you are not on contract, you're not on a company, you're not coming to work for a company, you are coming to work for a household. That means you totally miss on your social life. Even if they take you out, like even if you're going out, it's for them, it's not for you. You are still under their instructions, yeah, you're still under their instructions. You will not decide anything, you will not decide where to go. You're just following them, but you will not go meet your friends. You will not go, yeah, you will not go to make new friends. Like your social life becomes stagnant, right? Yeah, that is a disadvantage, because back home we can go wherever we want, anytime we want. We can party if we want. We can do basically anything we want. But here it's nothing like that. So another disadvantage is that you miss on your freedom. Yeah, you really miss on your freedom. Freedom to think for yourself, freedom to decide, freedom for everything. You lose on your freedom. You can't decide anything. Even things that really concern you, even things that really even concern your health. You've seen people getting sick and they can't even go to hospital because they can't decide. They can't decide to go to hospital. Somebody else has to decide for them, and that person who is deciding for them could decide they go or they don't, right? So you really lose out on your freedom, even on what to eat, what to drink, what to dress, everything is decided for you. So you really lose on your freedom, unlike when you are back home. Another disadvantage is that you lose your time with your family, right? They say on your deathbed, what will count is your family and the memories you created with them. But you find that when you come to Middle East, there is nothing like, you miss out on the family time, creating memories with your family. It becomes standstill. Like you can only create memories when you go maybe for vacation or when you go back home. But when you are here, yeah, there is phone calls and everything, but it cannot replace the physical presence of you and your family. It can never replace that. So when you come to Middle East, you lose your time with your family, you lose that bonding with your family. Yeah. And when you have children, the children suffer a lot. Your children will suffer because, okay, maybe they will not suffer, but they will, that lack of, if you're a mom, that lack of motherly love and care. If you're dad, that fatherly love, that fatherly presence, being there, a father figure, a mother figure, your kids are missing on that. Yeah. And even if you left them with somebody who is responsible, you see, they are your blood. And whichever person you left them with, either your sister, your mom, can never replace you. Or cannot do the things that you would have done for your children, like 100%, right? Yeah, so your children are missing out on you. You are missing that bonding with them, and it could affect them, or it could affect the bond between you and your children, like forever. Yeah. And if, God forbid, if these children, maybe they were in teenage age or they reached teenage and you're still far from them, their character development could be affected. And since you're not there to guide them, everybody has their way of how they would love their children to grow up. So if you're not there physically, and maybe your children their character development is affected. You might end up blaming yourself forever. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's a disadvantage of actually being away from your family, from your children, right? Yeah, another disadvantage, which is still children related, is that your children could suffer. Yeah, your children could suffer when you are away, because you don't know the person you've left them with, what they would want for themselves. Maybe you left them with your sister or your brother or your friend, or but this person maybe wants to move on with their life. Maybe they were single when you left them, now they want to get married, and these kids are becoming maybe a stumbling block for them. So and they could suffer. We've seen a case of a girl who went to Saudi Arabia, and a friend she left her two children with, actually killed one child of hers. Yeah, it's sad. May his soul rest in peace. But your children could suffer from your absence, because the person you left them with might not take care of your children exactly the same way you as their mother, you as their father would have taken care of them. Yeah, so that is a disadvantage of coming to Middle East. Another thing is that you will feel homesick. Now, if you've never left your country, if you've never left, maybe you've never left, your home. Is, for me personally, I studied in a different country. When I was 14, I went to study in a different country. I had never left my home, throughout primary school. I was in a day school, so I was home every day, right? Then I go to high school, and I go not to a boarding school, but a boarding school and out of the country. Man, was it difficult? It was really difficult adapting. I used to cry like I missed my mom. I used to cry like a baby. I missed my mom so much, like more than anything. More than everybody else, I missed my mom so much. So that homesick, that is how you will feel when you come. I don't know if you've never left your home. Yeah, another disadvantage of coming to Middle East. By the way, this is not just Middle East, but anywhere out of the country, anywhere where you're black and they're white, you will face racism. Yeah, it happens a lot, especially when you're black among whites. Yeah, you'll be isolated, you'll be neglected, you'll be treated unfairly just because of your skin color. Yeah, it's sad, but it does happen. And if you come not just in Middle East, but even in other European countries, you'll find that even if the people you are living with, they accept you, you'll find that you will go to malls, you will go to beach, you will go to other social places, but you will find that aspect of racism a lot. Yeah, a lot. We are all human race, but it does happen. Yeah, sometimes you will feel bad, sometimes you will feel utahuzunika. In short, utahuzunika sababu utaona mbona ananitrate hivi, and obviously you will know why, lakini utajiuliza mbona sasa, with no answers, and there is nothing you can do about there's nothing you can do about it. So it's a disadvantage, right? Ungekuwa kwenyu ungekuwa tu sawa. Kwenyu ungekuwa tu sawa, hakuna mtu anasema ati wewe ni black, wewe ni white, wewe ni nini. Lakini ukikuja huku hivi, huku nje, kwa wazungu, kwa Waarabu, kwa wanani, yani in one way or the other, you will feel that yeah, this is actually happening. Yeah. Another thing is you miss out on your social life, not spiritual life. Unajua, like home, every Sunday tunaenda church, si ndio? Tunaenda church, tunafanya those things, that spiritual things. But when you come here, that comes to a standstill because hakuna kwenda church, unless of course you are in a professional job where you have your off day and everything. But ama uko nje, but kama uko kazi ya nyumba, hakuna kwenda church. There is no going to church. And you can read Bible, yeah. If you can read one, there is internet, you can see things on the internet, but it feels different when you actually go to church. So that is a disadvantage of being here, of being in Gulf, or being out of your country. So guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, kindly give it a thumbs up. Kindly subscribe, and thank you for watching up to this point. God bless you. Bye.